everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Varun Kaushal and I am a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I am going to discuss about National Green Tribunal. The Parliament of India on 5th May 2010 enacted the National Tribunal Act for setting up of an exceptional tribunal to look after the cases relating to environmental issues with speed and efficiency. This act was passed on the ground of Article 21, Protection of Life and Liberty under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, which ensures the right to healthy environment to the Indian citizens. What was the purpose of National Green Tribunal? The need for passing the NGT Act in India comes into existence due to the several circumstances, and in the distinctive period, the Apex Code of India noted that in the cases such as environmental issue, it involves assessment of scientific data by looking at the cases such as MC Mehta versus Union of India and AP Pollution Control Board versus Professor M.V. Naidu. The Law Commission of India, on its 186th report in the year 2003, suggested the need of setting up of environmental courts in India. This suggestion was due to the science and technological difference regarding environmental issue, which is inadequate under judicial knowledge. National Environment Appellate Authority, which comes under the Ministry of Environment and Forest Ministry, was replaced by NGT according to the National Tribunal Act 2010. Authorities under National Green Tribunal. Authorities can be broken down into three parts. Number 1, chairperson. Central government and constitution with the Chief Justice of India will appoint the chairperson. Usually chairperson will be the present or retired judge of Supreme Court, and on the other hand he must be serving as the Chief Justice of High Court of any state. Current chairperson is Honorable Mr. Justice Adarsh Kumar Goel. Number 2, judicial members. Judicial members will be appointed by the selection committee set up by central government. Judicial members to be selected must be present or retired High Court judge. The present judicial members are Justice Sonam Finto Wangdi, Justice K. Ramakrishnan, Justice S.K. Singh. Number 3, expert members. Expert members must hold PhD in science with environment experience or masters in engineering and technology. Selection committee set up by the central government will select the expert members. Current expert members are Dr. S.S. Garbayal, Dr. Nagin Nanda, Mr. Saibal Dasgupta. So there are some salient features of authorities. Number 1, general term is of 5 years for all the authorities. Number 2, the chairperson cannot be reappointed after completing office term. Number 3, chairperson will be having a lot of power and control related to financial and administrative powers. And number 4, the authorities of NGT will be having a cooling off periods. Once they retire after completing their 5-year term, they can be working as a board member or cannot be appointed for a period of 2 years in order to remove the misconception among people. Now I'll talk about power and jurisdiction regarding this. When it comes to jurisdiction of NGT, the tribunal holds jurisdiction over the cases of civil including substantial question, which involves a direct violation of statutory environmental obligation in which large community is affected, substantial damage to environment and property, damage to public health, and such questions which arise out of the implementation of the enactments specified in the Schedule 1. NGT, being a statutory body similar to the court, also has appellate jurisdiction to hear appeal as tribunal. The NGT has its own procedure regarding the handling of the issue based on the principle nature justice, the principle of polluter pays, the precautionary principle, and the principle of substantial procedure will be considered while passing any decision, order, or award, and not on the basis of procedure laid down under the Civil Procedure Code or Criminal Procedure Code. Shorita 2015 broke down that cases that are adjudicated by the NGT into several parts such as aggrieved persons, NGOs appeal relating non-compliance rules, applications against polluters seeking enforcement and legitimacy of conditions by implementing enforcements, requesting compensation from original applications, appeals against implementing authorities by industries against the decision original application within the limits of the NGT Act by aggrieved person. The NGT has the power to deal with any violation regarding the above mentioned laws and decision taken by the government under the same laws. The NGT has a power which is limited, and tribunal can be called as a quasi-judicial body. It is way different from normal courts. The NGT have the jurisdiction to the only mentioned laws, but other courts have the capability to deal with all types of cases. The main reason to establish the NGT is to lessen the overburden on the casual courts. There are mainly 5 benches, each bench having their separate jurisdiction for the functioning of the tribunal. The principal bench is located in Delhi, and other 4 benches are created on the different parts of the country based on the zones, such as Southern Zone, which is located in Chennai, Western Zone, which is in Pune, Eastern Zone, which is in Kolkata, and lastly Central Zone, which is located in Bhopal. The NGT constituted circuit benches to convene in places like holding Southern Zone bench in Bangalore or Hyderabad rather than in Chennai. When it comes to other zones, there can be circuit in Shimla, Shillong, and Jodhpur. Now I'll talk about some of the landmark judgments of NGT. When POSCO in the year 2012, which is among the world's largest steel maker, signed memorandum of understanding with the government of Odisha to set up 12 million tons capacity steel project in Jagat Singhpur district, when the villagers started protesting against the 52,000 crores, which would directly lead to acquiring of 4,004 acres, the NGT entered and suspended the order. This was considered as a radical step in favor of villagers and surrounding environment. In the case of Almitra H. Patel versus Union of India 2012, this is about the issue regarding solid waste management in India. NGT in this case played a crucial role by stepping and putting an end to burning of wastes and on open ground, including landfills. It may be called as a landmark order regarding the control of pollution. In conclusion, I'd like to add that National Green Tribunal has its own challenges. Being a statutory body, various decisions by NGT are being challenged in the High Courts. Since there is a lack of clarity on the decision that can be challenged, the other such challenges faced by the NGT in the absence of formula-based mechanism to determine the compensation. The most important challenge by the NGT is that Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and the Scheduled Tribes and other traditional forest dwellers Act 2006 are excluded from the jurisdiction of National Green Tribunal. Thus, in a way, National Green Tribunal have their own advantages and disadvantages. If all these challenges are met, then the functioning of the NGTs could be enacted. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, please do ask in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel LEXCLIQ.